This is such an insult to Americans, and I don't think they're going to get it. Let me play you the clip.
I feel sorry for Americans. If you can't be friends with Canada, then you almost certainly do not have a friend anywhere in the world. And that is a very lonely place to be.
That might seem really mild. That's BC's Premier David Eby. I am telling you, in Canadian, those were fighting words. Deserved. Well deserved. But yikes.
So earlier tonight, I did a little report about America putting 50% tariff taxes on Canadian products. And they're doing this apparently because of, well, mostly alcohol, actually, that we boycotted in their alcohol. And a few people have commented about something, and I thought, wow, these people in my live and my video are incredibly smart. So desperate is Donald Trump right now that he is using Section 338 of the 1930 Tariff Act to try to attack Canada. That's right. An act which is literally 94 years old in order to attack Canada. And I'll say it again, I'll say it in the video and I'll say it again. Trump hates what he cannot control, but for him, this is desperate. He is desperate right now. What we are doing to Canada, because we retaliated, because we're not a pushover, our sovereignty is intact. We are Canadian. We offer very different opinions, very different views, very different ethnicities, but we are Canadian. And Trump hates that because he hates what he can't control. I'll tell you something personally. Even though I may not sound like I'm Canadian, when the Canadian national anthem is played, I put my hand on my heart. You can ask my family, I do this. And I stand up. And nobody speaks during that time. Nobody. We are Canadian. And we are winning in the trade war against a fascist regime. They are fascists. And we will win. And why will we win? Because even though there's less of us, truth will be our weapon. Truth is our weapon. Fairness is our weapon. Donald Trump is nothing but a liar and a cheat. And that's all he will ever be. Canada, however, is leading the world in fairness and truth. And we will win this trade war.
It's clear that the ban on American booze is working. So if Trump wants to negotiate an end to the trade deal that he started, we're happy to get a fair deal for Canadians. But until then, the U.S. booze stays off the shelves.
Starting today, LCBO, the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world, will begin removing U.S. products from its store shelves. And as the exclusive wholesaler, American brands will no longer be available in LCBO catalog, meaning other retailers, bars, and restaurants in the province will no longer be able to restock U.S. products. This is an enormous hit to the American producers. Every year, the LCBO sells nearly $1 billion worth of U.S. wine, beer, cider, seltzers, and spirits, including more than 3,600 products from 35 states. As of today, every single one of these products is off the shelves.
But now that the fight is here, we are sticking up for ourselves and we are pushing back. And today we're announcing that we're pulling $80 million out of the American economy. And that's just little old Manitoba. So I'm asking you to buy Canadian beer and to buy Canadian wine and Canadian liquor as part of us sticking up for our jobs and sticking up for our economy.
You ain't even gonna believe this shit. So with Canada currently having hundreds of natural wildfires currently going on, dozens of them completely out of control, do you think we'd be sending fire trucks and help to our next door neighbor, to our world's biggest trading partner, to our allies? Do you think we'd be helping them? No. Instead, Donald Trump said he's gonna increase their tariffs due to the inconvenience of the smoke hovering over our states. This guy's the devil. What a piece of shit.
Do the Republicans down in the States not see the hypocrisy? So some lawmaker from northern New York is having a go at Canada because 8 provinces, excluding my one, have pulled U.S. alcohol off the shelves. And apparently sales of U.S. alcohol into Canada have fallen by like 78%. But the hypocrisy of this is Canada pushing back on an unmitigated attack on not only our economy, but our sovereignty. I mean, going after just about every sector of the Canadian economy and global economies. And then, of course, the orange narcissist talking about the 51st state and taking over our country and the Prime Minister as governor and all of that. So some little pushback. Now, I now go out of my way not to buy American products. I was never this way in the past. Never, ever did I look at it. And I feel so badly because I like to buy greens and fresh veggies and all sorts of things from California. But, you know, I actually look at the source of origin. So when I do go and buy wine, I absolutely look for either Canadian wines or Chilean wines or Argentine wines or any of our friends around the world. But the hypocrisy to think that somehow we're the bad guy in this, we're the country being assaulted by your megalomaniac wannabe dictator. So, you know what, look in a mirror before you attack us.
What happens when a trade dispute spills over into everyday products? After new U.S. tariff, several Canadian provinces moved to pull or restrict American alcohol from government-run liquor stores, raising fresh questions about who ultimately pays the price in a trade war. So could these tariffs end up hurting American businesses as much as foreign competitors? Let's watch more clips and we'll come back to talk about it.
I want the Trump supporters to look at this and tell me how they defend it. Donald Trump is ripping you, me, and every American off, and they just don't care. These are companies expecting tariff refunds. You have Amazon, $600 million, Apple, $2.2 billion, Ford, $1.3 billion, Walmart, $2.4 billion, and the list goes on of different companies. They're getting a refund for Donald Trump's tariffs that were declared illegal. You know how much me, you, everybody around you are getting in tariff refunds? $0 and 0 cents. We, the American people, lost money because of Trump's tariffs, but we get nothing. These companies with CEOs friendly to Trump, they get a bunch of money. The rich get richer in Donald Trump's America, the poor get poorer.
Canada has made a move that the United States never expected. While American alcohol struggles to return to Canadian shelves, local producers are growing stronger and gaining more support. It is a big win for Canada, but a painful setback for the American industry. And the real surprise is only now beginning to unfold. Canada has been quietly blocking every American beer, wine, and spirit from government-controlled store shelves for more than a year. Washington is now officially demanding those shelves reopen. The U.S. Trade Representative has listed the provincial alcohol bans as conditions that must be resolved before any extension of the CUSMA trade agreement can proceed. Canada's response is documented, direct, and tied to a specific countercondition that Washington has not yet met. What is unfolding behind the scenes is something the American bourbon industry did not anticipate when the tariffs began, and the numbers coming out of Canadian distilleries tell a story that no American trade report has fully captured. The provincial liquor bans did not begin as a coordinated federal policy. They began as a direct commercial retaliation against the Trump administration's 25% tariff on most Canadian imports, which took effect in early 2025.
By the way, did y'all see this? Remember the brewery that said that they were going to give free alcohol away? Oh, they lost their alcohol permit. The Wisconsin one. They had a June raid. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. But they're still going to fight it.
Trade disputes rarely end at the negotiation table. They often reach workers, businesses, and consumers on both sides of the border. Supporters of tariff argue they are designed to protect American industries, encourage domestic manufacturing, and strengthen the U.S. economy over the long term. Critics counter that retaliatory measures like restrictions on American products can reduce exports, hurt producers, and raise costs for businesses caught in the middle. Canada has long been one of America's largest trading partners, so when tensions rise, industries ranging from agriculture and manufacturing to food and beverages can all feel the effect. For companies that depend on cross-border sales, Even temporary disruption can create uncertainty. The larger question is whether the long-term benefit of tariff outweigh the short-term cost. Economies remain divided, and the answer often depends on which industries and which communities you look at. Trade policy isn't just about government. It affects workers, small businesses, consumers, and families on both sides of the border. So what do you think? Are tariffs a necessary tool to protect American jobs, or do retaliatory measures end up causing more economic harm than good? Share your thoughts in the comments respectfully, and before you go, do well to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next.